Hello and welcome to the 5-Year Plan Podcast.
Hey!
Pod 231. No, 232.
Wow.
See, that sows seeds of doubt, doesn't it?
They just go like that, don't they?
We've been saying for weeks if you've got the right number, and now...
That is definitely 232. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Sponsored by Vector Printing. For your print and embroidery needs, go to vector.co.uk. It's Vector with a
Okay.
Okay.
And JCIS Global Research and Brand Consultancy from South London. Visit jc-is.com.
I will.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice.
You've done that one before, actually. That's a new one.
Fire today.
Good. Well, we'll see about
David
that.
Bowie.
Hello. Would you like a glass of milk?
Right, that's James Endicott, obviously. How you doing?
In case you thought it was David Bowie.
Kevin Day?
Hello.
I'm fine, actually, thank you.
Yeah, sorry, you said okay.
No, did I?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you?
Okay. Yeah, I'm great, thanks.
Good. You sure?
I'm Ziggy.
Okay, good. It's going to be one of those pods. And Jesse Boyce.
Hello,
How are you?
pleased to be here.
Good.
Was that Jesse or was that Endicott doing a Jesse impression?
knows?
'Cause
Who
he's-
knows?
As you know, he's on
Well,
fire.
you can watch the first few minutes on YouTube, so you'll be able to find out.
Lordy.
But after that turns off, who knows what happens on this podcast?
This is my bad side. Can I sit on that side next time?
You can move
Bad
now
side.
if you want.
No, it's all right.
No, you sure?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Right. Palace. Let's talk about Palace. 2-2 again at the weekend against Everton. Conversely, 2-2 against West Ham. I think we all walked away thinking, "Oh, that feels like a win." 2-2 at the weekend. We all walked away thinking,
Felt
"Feels
like a draw."
defeat." Right. Well, obviously it was a draw, but it felt more like a defeat, didn't it?
Unusually, I was the one in our group of friends who was the glass half full merchant. Because normally I'm the one who's tearing my hair out, as you can see. But I first of all, I thought it was important not to lose.
Yep.
Secondly, I thought it was important to focus on the performance, but also you have to think about, it's unreasonable to expect us to go 7 games without a win or a goal and then suddenly start winning every game. So it's taking baby steps towards progress. 3 home games unbeaten now.
Yeah.
I don't think we've done that for quite some time. We also, somebody pointed out, the BBC pointed out, it's the first time in the top flight we've ever scored 2 goals 3 games running.
Yeah, but isn't that crazy?
Yeah. So it's and yes, it was frustrating, and yes, there are still issues. But I thought at the end, we're unbeaten against Chelsea, West Ham, and Everton, all of whom beat us at Sellers Park last season.
Yeah.
So I actually came away thinking I would have taken the point beforehand, and yes, the circumstances were wrong.
Yeah, which we will get on to.
But having said that, I wasn't that unhappy, to be honest, afterwards.
I wasn't unhappy. I'm getting a little bit tired of all this, no disrespect, Kev, but all these stats about we did better than this, we're doing that, and all this, that, and here we are. Ooh, it's all right, we're doing all right. We've got 5 points. We're bottom of the league. We're struggling.
Yeah, but we had
full stop.
But we had. Yeah, I'm not saying we're not, and I'm not saying
I know you're not, and I'm not
in a
directing
relegation
at
struggle,
you.
but we're not.
But it's just we're so optimistic. We've not got our glasses half full. They're 3/4 full. A lot of us because we're so optimistic because we're Palace fans.
But we're playing.
But from where we
are playing well.
But from where we were, it is a vast improvement.
Yes, it is.
And
yes.
I know it's easy to say it's a vast improvement from no games and no wins and no goals, but it is though. I mean, it is. So you do have to take. You do have to take baby steps, and the first thing to do is not lose these games. And yeah, it was frustrating, but you can't legislate for what happened with the second goal. You can't legislate for what happened with the first goal.
No,
we did, and there are still our issues which we'll talk about. But we played well, and we looked like a team on the up.
I guess
we looked
the
like a
main
work in
issue-
progress, which we hadn't done for some time.
The main issue, and Roy got annoyed about this after the game because someone asked him, right, how do you... Great, you're playing really well. How do you start turning these results, these performances, into proper results?
Yeah, which is what I'm saying.
Is a valid question. Roy got really prickly about this in the presser and was like, I don't know. What more can I do? And he's sort of having a back and forth with the journalist, which was actually really entertaining. But, Jesse, is it not a valid question? Because we are playing very well. We've deserved more the last 4 weeks.
I think that's what's really hard to take is that West Ham were absolutely awful. Their time wasting. They didn't look like a team at all. I didn't think we'd see a team as bad as that. And then Everton showed up playing just as bad, if not worse. And you're thinking, how have we not taken more than 2 points against these 2 atrocious teams?
Yeah.
It's been difficult because you've seen, I think, when you miss a chance or a chance is fluffed like Benteke's, the chance to win it. I think I held my head in my hands longer than I have done in previous games over previous years because it's just those chances mean so much more than they ever have.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll come on to all that, but I just think that everything's under such a spotlight everything's every chance is highlighted, every mistake becomes magnified, and we're playing crap teams. Like, we need to take more off of them.
Does that not fill you with confidence, though, that actually these teams we're playing well? These teams are actually genuinely bad and playing terrible.
I agree.
I think Hodgson's point after the Tottenham game was a really good one. He said that it is frustrating because you play well and everyone's patting you on the back and going, well done. But there will be games when we don't play as well as that this season, and we come away with a point or a win.
Yeah,
that's inevitable. Our luck will change, and a lot of it is luck. And I think that's a good point that you make there, JD. Is that these Swansea are a poor team, Everton are a poor team, West Ham are a poor team, West Brom are a poor team. Huddersfield, one of the promoted teams, will inevitably come. We shouldn't be in this situation, but we have to finish in a league of 7 or 8 teams, and we have to finish above 3 of them. I'm still confident we will, and it's slightly ironic that the only team that's ever had 5 points at this stage and survived was Everton, but a team has survived doing it.
When was that? Was that 98?
If there's 2 facts in the same sentence, I'll drift off after the first fact.
I was trying to work it out what it was.
But we are playing well. We're not, and I keep saying this. I saw Sunderland this time last year. Straight away, you go, that team are going down. And I'm not saying we're not going down, but we're not playing like a team.
Yeah.
And Hodgson hasn't had that many games yet. Look how much we have improved since Southampton.
Yeah.
But you've still got to build the confidence, and you've still got to...
How many games has he had now? Has he had? Because we'll talk about the Allardyce 8, don't we? Allardyce had 8 games to turn us around. So has he had 8? Is that 8? 8 or 9?
He's had...
We're on 12 games. Oh, we're on 12 games, and Thingy had 4. So that was his 8th game.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So we've
Thingy. He's already called Thingy. I like that.
Yeah, I just forgotten about it. Yeah.
Thingy.
Yeah. I don't want to waste my energy thinking about that guy. So we've improved immeasurably quicker than we did under Allardyce.
Yeah, and there's still 2 things for me. I still think Loftus-Cheek plays too wide. I know he played really well I really want to see him in the centre, and I don't know how you accommodate him, but I think he's just better in the centre than MacArthur, for example. I know MacArthur scored. And also, I'd rather see Tompkins play centre-back with Sacco than Dan, to be perfectly honest. In fact, I'd rather see Fosu-Mensah than Dan at the moment. I'd rather.
Okay. So, well, shall we use that as a jumping point to talk about the second goal then? Because there was a bit of a mix-up between Speroni and Dan. Varying theories about who thinks who's to blame or what happened. What do you guys think?
You've done well to skip the first goal, to be honest.
We'll come on to that.
I had an interesting thought about it, just watching it a few times, in that it's kind of like, okay, Speroni's done the right thing by keeping possession.
Yeah.
He's giving it to Dan, who's got a chance to look up, been a little bit sloppy with it, had Cabaye on. I would have given it to Cabaye my first touch if I'm Dan there, because Cabaye would not lose that ball.
Yeah.
But I think something that's gone a little bit under the radar is Sacco keeping Niasse onside.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's not been talked about more, because it's very Glenn Johnson-esque, right? Just to sort of do something like that, where you're that far away from him on the pitch that you couldn't get to him if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So it makes absolutely no sense to drift off and keep him on side at that point, because he started running for the ball. I mean, even at that point where he realised it might have been too late, he should have tried to play him offside.
Yeah.
There was no point in him running towards the keeper at that point.
Well, because the centre-backs always move out wide, don't they, when a keeper's got the ball, so we had to go out there.
I mean, generally, I don't think it's worth sort of picking it apart frame by frame like you would on Monday Night Football, but I just think that we're just giving away too much, especially at that stage of the game. Roy's preparing his half-time team talk, and it's all gone to pieces. So it just generally, there needs to be a lot more caution in the way that John Joe Kenny, the way that he was no nonsense against Zaha second half. Yeah. He's been briefed. Do not give him an inch.
Yeah.
At every opportunity, put out play. We need to have that kind of discipline, just not as a team, to remind each other.
It's what you're saying. It's that word discipline, and it's a lack of discipline, a lack of concentration, which it is getting better. But it's every now and again, and the thing about Sacco, he does have those moments, doesn't he? I mean, we all, and we've seen them more and more. Yeah. Not that I'm knocking him; I think he's an amazing player. I think he's important for the team. But those little crazy moments.
Well, there was 2 of them on Saturday, wasn't there?
They're happening more and more, aren't they?
I think to defend Sacco in that situation, I mean, his sense of anticipation would have had to been astonishing to predict that 2 mistakes were going to happen in.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically in a second, and I think. There's no point apportioning blame, except I do think Dan was more at fault than Speroni. I think we've been better in possession all over the pitch, but there's one thing we learned from the first 4 games is don't try and keep possession there. And the referee's almost got the whistle in his mouth. So just in that situation, there's no Palace fan who's going to go, that was a bad decision.
I can
but
see.
The only good thing about it is that if Hennessy was in goal, that goal would have cost us the game in the second half, because it would have changed the atmosphere so completely.
Yeah.
The atmosphere around the ground would have been, and we've talked about this before, because it was Speroni making that mistake. No one gets onto him.
That's true.
So the atmosphere didn't go down in the second half. Everyone was still behind him.
And Jules made a very big save.
It helped that he made a world-class save after almost in the first minute. But it was just so annoying after we got back in the game with a goal as good as I think we've scored for a long time.
Fantastic.
And by a player that we said couldn't do that. We've said that in the past 3 pods that Joel Ward can't do that. He did it really well, and it's a brilliant ball, and it was a brilliant finish.
It was an absolute joy to watch. And it was great.
That was very frustrating.
And the first goal as well was a lovely build-up as well, with Townsend and Cabaye playing it forward. We don't play enough forward passes, and if you get it into Ruben on the edge of the box.
That's got to be the second or third time in recent weeks that Townsend split the defence like that.
Yeah.
He's really good at playing those little balls in, just to give someone running on a chance, whether it's Wardy or TFM. But yeah, I think that
TFM.
I think
I'm trying to work that out. Sorry, Tatar for now.
I have to say that. I have to say TFM because otherwise I'll pronounce his name wrong.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm joking.
There's 2 goals from open play as well, which is
that's true.
Again, it's encouraging.
Yes, yeah.
Just on the Dan Julian thing, and my personal opinion is, I think I can see why Julian did that. I think Dan is more at fault, because I think Julian's trying to not give the possession back.
Yeah.